Hello guys, it is Gator Theories here, and if you are a Riverdale fan, then since last season you will have been non-stop talking about the ongoing things that are happening with the Riverdale Season 4 finale, and especially over the last few weeks and throughout all of 2020, every single Riverdale fan has been hung up over one thing. One big thing that has happened recently is Jughead dead, and it's been something that people have had in their minds for ages. If you go up and ask any Riverdale fan, they will tell you a different answer. Yes, I think he is dead. No, I think he's faking his death. And then this just brings up so many other questions like, is he dead? Did he fake his death? Does Betty know that he faked his death if he did fake his death? Just so many other questions. Did Stonewall kill Jughead? Is he dead or not? Just the big ones, and it is all leading up to a huge finale, and still it seems like from these past episodes that Jughead is dead, but so many people are saying, actually no, he isn't dead. Personally, I believe that he still isn't dead, but we're all just wondering, how can he not be dead? It just doesn't make sense, and we just got to keep on remembering, this is Riverdale after all, so every single thing that we know probably is going to get turned over, and we're just going to seem like we don't know anything, because that's what Riverdale loves to do to us. And there have been so many theories about whether Jughead is or not dead, but there's one theory that always keeps on coming up, and I keep on getting loads and loads of comments about it, so I thought today, let's discuss this theory, because every time I go up to a Riverdale fan, you've probably thought of this yourself, is that it seems too convenient for it not to be true. And that is the theory that maybe Jughead's Baxter Brothers novel is all about the perfect murder, so maybe that's all of what this is. Maybe Jughead isn't actually dead and is just writing his perfect novel for the Baxter Brothers book. So today, we're going to discuss this theory and see if it has any backup and if it might be true. But before we go any further, just make sure that you've clicked that red subscribe button down below and have your notifications turned on so you don't miss any more Riverdale theories. And before we go any further, guys, I have a quick announcement for you lot. We have a new channel up and running. It's called Got Gate of Theories Sports, and it's basically a new sports channel that we're doing. If you want to go and check it out for sports daily updates and lots of sports related content, so a bit different to this channel, which is mainly just theories, then you can go and check it out and subscribe to it by clicking down below in the description, which will take you over across to that channel. Make sure you go and check it out, guys. But anyway, let's get on with the video. Throughout each season of Riverdale, a character goes through some major character development in the season that's revolved throughout the season till the finale, where most of the time this big problem that they've had is resolved. Let's take Betty, for example. In Season 3, her aim throughout the whole season is to find out the truths about the farm and to stop it. By the end of Season 3, she has worked out the truths of the farm and has saved most of her friends from it. And yes, there's a few scenes in Season 4 where she still has to deal with the farm, but it's mainly resolved in Season 3. For this season, you could use Archie as an example. His journey in Season 4 is how to cope without his dad, and how he's going to try and benefit the town of Riverdale, just like Fred did. For example, opening up the youth centre. If we look at Jughead's character's journey, it's no different. Let's take his journey in Season 3. Throughout the whole season, his main aim was to discover the true meaning behind the game Griffins and Gargoyles, and he did by the end of it, as so his aim was resolved by the end of the season. But for Season 4, what is his? We know what Betty's is, we know what Veronica's is, and we know what Archie's main aim is. But do we really know what Jughead's main aim is? What is his problem that he has had since the beginning of Season 4, and he needs to try and resolve it by the end of Season 4? Because every character does this. You could have said at the beginning of Season 4 it was the transition to a new school, and by the end of the season he would feel comfortable in it. Well, we all know that was scrapped about 5 episodes in, so clearly that isn't what his main character arc is in this season. We know it's one of his aims, but it's not the main aim he's going to deal with and resolve in this season. And this time, it's more different than his usual aim. As we know from previous seasons, usually Jughead's aim for the season is linked with Betty's, in wanting to solve the next mystery serial killer. Like I said before, in Season 3, it was at the beginning, he had a problem to find out, who was behind Griffins and Gargoyles. By the end, he found out who it was. But in this season, it's mainly only Betty's aim as her main aim in the season to like find out the murderer, and hers is to work out Chipping's murder and then deal with what the serial killer gene is. So, what's Jughead's main aim throughout the season? We could say it's him and Betty joining forces to take down Stonewall Prep, which is true, that is one of their aims, but it's not their main personal aim. That, however, will easily play a part in this main aim. And if you haven't guessed it already, Jughead's main aim for the season, his main problem that he had at the beginning of the season, that he's wanting to overcome and resolve by the end of it, is writing the Baxter Brothers novel. And it makes perfect sense. He only got into Stonewall as he was a brilliant writer, and by the 4th episode of the season, it was introduced to Jughead that he might be writing the Baxter Brothers novel. And we already have lots of reasons to suggest why this is his main aim that he wants to resolve by the end of the season. For example, how he searched for his grandfather because of this Baxter Brothers story. How Stonewall tried to frame him so he stopped writing about the story. He's faced lots of struggles and difficulties while trying to write this story, but he's always determined to finish it. That's why in the episode where he's purposely tricked and only given 1 week to write a full Baxter Brothers novel, he is very determined to do it and tries to succeed in it. This Baxter Brothers novel is his main aim for the season, and he's determined to finish it. And considering Jughead is a very important main character in Riverdale, they're not just going to cut all of his character development off for the season short. Why would they? So all this leads to further proof that Jughead may not be dead, as he needs to finish his final aim in the season, which is to resolve his Baxter Brothers novel. He needs to finish the book, basically. We've seen how determined he is, and I really doubt Jughead Jones would allow Stonewall to maybe even kill him so he can't succeed in writing his novel. So, his main aim is to write the Baxter Brothers novel. So, he's going to have to resolve it by the end of the season. But that's not all the evidence that we have to suggest why this is the reason why Jughead might have not died. Remember, he was asked to write about the perfect murder, and we've seen Stonewall on purposely not allowing him to take the easy option by him writing about past murders that he already knows a lot about. For example, Jason Blossom. So, what is the perfect murder? Well, we know before Jughead apparently died, he was writing the novel about his time at Stonewall and trying to uncover all of Stonewall's secrets. What else is better than the perfect murder than the perfect faked murder? To reveal all the dark secrets by the people who think they've committed the perfect murder. It makes perfect sense for Jughead to stage all of this about how he might have died and use it to be able to write his book and uncover all of Stonewall's secrets undercover as Stonewall thinks he is actually dead. And it ties into the other aim we were on about before, about trying to expose Stonewall. How Jughead staged his own death, we're not sure about at the moment, but I'm sure it's not going to be long till we find out. After all, this is Riverdale, so I'm sure there's a crazy explanation for why Jughead staged his death and how he did it, but that'll all be revealed soon. And there's even more evidence to back that theory, that he might have staged his entire death just because of the book. There's a flash forward scene that hasn't played out yet, where Betty and Archie are waiting for Jughead in Pops, who hasn't came back yet. Now, it makes no sense for Betty to say this unless she knows Jughead is still secretly alive, but she can't tell anyone. Right now, I think Jughead has tricked absolutely everyone, including Betty and Archie and Veronica. But very soon, I'm sure it will be revealed to them, and then the whole of Riverdale, including Stonewall, so Jughead can complete his book and his main aim of the season. But anyway, guys, that's the end of the video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, make sure that you smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Make sure you leave down below in the field section what you think of this theory. Do you agree with me? Do you think that maybe Jughead might have staged all of this all because he is writing the perfect Baxter Brothers novel? Or do you think there might be another idea? But I'm sure we all agree that this finale and Jughead's death has to have something to do with the novel. After all, I mean, Riverdale, each episode is called a chapter, so it makes sense for it to be a book, and Jughead is always on at the beginning narrating the TV show like a story, so you never know. Make sure you leave all your thoughts about your theories about Jughead's death, whether you think he is alive or not, down below. And as always, we've been here in Gated Theories. Thanks for watching. Make sure you go and check out our brand new sports channel. Again, link down below in the description. And I'll see you guys later.